This is Left Side of the Brain. In the building, ever revealing and forever building. How are y'all doing today? Each and every one of you Jaguars. Yeah. Decided to do another one tonight rather. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I don't know what time you're going to view this. Let me check this. Make sure this seat is clean. Let's get into it, man. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna flip the pillows. That's what you gotta do. Yeah, you gotta flip the pillows like this. You gotta flip the pillows on them. Flip the pillows on them. And let's get into it. Let's get into it. How y'all doing, Jaguars? This is Left Side of the Brain. This video is not going to be long today. It's telling me I got like 22 minutes worth of space. Just wanted to touch bases. How you all doing? I'm doing fine. Man, so much on my mind today, man. Where do I begin? Been busy all day. Video editing for some projects that's outside of YouTube. But all in all, it's been a hectic day for me. This is gonna be more of a one-on-one type of video, you know, chill down video. Somebody coming, y'all, some man coming. Every time I be about to start, here he goes. Here goes some agent. But we're gonna keep it going, man. What we want to talk about today, I want to talk about things that's been on my mind, man. And one of the things that's been on my mind is living in the future while yet existing in the present. That's today's topic. Living in the future while yet existing in the present. And I haven't touched on this yet. And I've been meaning to talk about this. Rather, this is something that has been with me for quite some time. Ever since my awakening, I have noticed that everything that happens to me and everything that I experience, none of it takes me by surprise. What do you mean, Left Side of the Brain? Well, I mean exactly what I said. It's like, it's a movie to me, and I don't want to sound redundant, but I guess that guy was waiting on the Uber. Yeah, he's waiting on the Uber. It's like a movie to me, even though I haven't seen the movie, I am the movie. And remember when I was telling you all about DNA and how your life story is in your DNA? Well, basically, this is what I'm getting at. Living in the present while yet in the future. It seems like every situation that occurs to me, I already know what's about to go down. I was walking today, right? And I was looking at somebody, and it's like I can get a reading from a person just by looking at them. It's like when I look at them, I send a energy beam through my eyes, and it connects with the object that I'm looking at. And in this case, we're talking about humans. It connects with the object, the human. It collects the data from their soul, and then while I'm looking, it sends back the information to me down my tunnel of sight. And then I get a reading on that person. It's like I look at stuff, I look at people, I send out a spy or an energy spy through my mind. It touches that person, and then it flies back to me after it collected the data, and it gives me the reading on the person. That's how I For the grand question that's always been asked of me, how can you tell an organic portal from a person who has a soul? Well, I get that reading, and as you see, while I was making this video, a synchronicity occurred. An organic portal walked right in front of the camera lens. As soon as I detected them, I got a reading on them. As soon as the person passed, I got. Now the other guy you seen with the bag around his shoulder, he wasn't an organic portal. But the younger boy that you seen walk across, he was an organic portal. How do you know this left side of the brain? If you're still asking them questions, you got a lot of growing to do. And I'm not, demeaning anybody or anything like that, but this is how you recognize who is who. This has been inside of me for some years now. I got a registry of the soul and the soulless inside of my mind. It's almost like you have like sense of smell, and you can smell. Thank you, Spirit. That's a perfect example. Thank you. Like you can smell milk, and if it's bad, your body will know it's bad just by the smell of it. You can tell, even animals. I've seen, like National Geographic, I've seen animals come across like bad meat that's old and rotten, and they'll smell it and they won't eat it. Now, when you have heightened senses, far as what I'm speaking about, dealing with organic portals and evil spirits that comes from people, you'll be able to detect things because your senses, your antennas will be up, and the more you start to awaken your senses, they'll start kicking in. They'll start working for you. It's like anything else, like your physical body. If you don't work on your legs, then your leg muscles, they're not going to work at their fullest capabilities. But the more you go to the gym, the more you start doing leg raises, squats, then your muscle strength will grow, and you'll be doing things you never imagined that you could do. And spiritual growth is the same way. Using your senses, recognizing who is who, it's the same way. They even say that when a monsoon or when a tidal wave is about to hit shore, the animals, they run inland because they connected to nature. They're connected to their higher senses. So they always recognize what's taking place and what time it is. And that's the level that I'm at. I cast my eyes upon somebody and I see what it's all about. Here's another thing. A lot of times these organic portals, they are hidden within the bands of light, within the color spectrum. These people, it's almost like that movie They Live. Yeah, that's basically what I was about to explain. They can mimic the way we look. But really, the face of an organic portal, it doesn't look like you think it looks. It looks negative, just like the energy you receive from them. If you could see past the illusion of the light that's wrapped around them, I feel like organic portals, they are a negative holographic projection that wraps itself, well, camouflages itself around the visible color spectrum. But underneath that visible color spectrum, that's where that real image, that's where it lies. It's wrapped up in this false light. But the real them, they just as ugly as the feel that you get from them. They just as ugly as that negative energy you get from them. In other words, if they was to die, they would be the ghosts, the ugly, grotesque ghosts that's roaming around the world. When people see like ugly spirits and ghosts, those are the souls of those organic portals. Those ugly ghouls and goblins that's roaming the earth, they are the souls of organic portals waiting to be recycled and re-entered into somebody's body. And sometimes they don't want to wait in line and wait their turn. So sometimes what they do, they will hang out in the hospitals. The spirits of these organic portals, they'll hang out in the maternity wards. You know, like when you have a baby and then you can go to that room and you see the babies behind that glass. I'm telling y'all, this is real what I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. Don't sleep on what I'm saying. What these organic portal spirits do, sometimes they'll hop onto your little babies in the hospitals while they're behind the glass. Now, the baby themselves may not necessarily be an organic portal, but they may grow up acting like one because they have something attached to them. They'll have this negative energy organic portal spirit following them around through life. And you ever heard about people when they saying born, like I was born, they'll say so like, can you be born gay? What you think that's about? A spirit attached itself to a child when it was young. The child wasn't born gay. A spirit, one of these wandering souls, attached itself to the child when it was just a little baby. I know some of y'all, left side, what you been smoking today? You ain't never sounded this crazy. I know that's what you saying. But I'm telling you, it's true. See, all wisdom and knowledge and revelations that you receive, this is where people get it wrong. They think that everything that you say is in a book. If you thinking that, you 100 years behind. And that's why I say a lot of times I just make these videos and let the people who attract to it, rather than me going out trying to cast my pearls before swine, rather than me going out soliciting this type of information. I just rather upload the video and let people like yourself attract to the information. You see, if you think that everything that somebody says has to be validated by something that's in a library, you already losing. I'm gonna tell you why. Because they don't put everything in a library. They don't put everything in a book. You think the man who assassinated John F. Kennedy, you think John F. Kennedy could go in a library and read in a book that he was going to get assassinated? You see what I'm saying? Like, but we can read about it now in the history books after the fact. You see what I'm saying? Did you think the dinosaurs could go into a library and read about when they would go extinct? But we can read about it. We dig up fossils. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same thing in the spirit world, where we should be getting our information. I'm not saying throw books away. But we should be getting our information from the internal source that remains inside of us, that goes back to the time before the great falling away. Your consciousness is part of what remains from the time of the great falling away. Where do you think that consciousness come from? Where do you think that come from? Where do you think that intuition comes from? Intuition is a part of that all-knowing mind that came, that's still with you since the time of the great falling away. And guess what? The organic portals, they also have the information about the all-knowing, except they work in opposition. They are the part of the great falling away that wants it to become its own thing. This is where egotism was created. When it split the universe, when it was a single, what we call before the time of the great falling away, it split and it turned into the diverse. The diverse, die meaning to divide. The diverse was created, and when the diverse saw itself basically unchained, it wanted to remain unchained, and it wanted to compete with where it came from. It's almost like this. Let me give you an example. When a baby is connected to his mother, and before the umbilical cord is dissected, the baby and the mother is one. So the baby shares the food from the mother. It shares the same blood circulatory system as the mother. The life is in the blood. After the child is cut from the mother, the child is now, it's on its own. After it stops nursing, it's on its own. And sometimes, what do children do? They'll turn against their mother. They will be rebellious and do their own thing. Just like a sperm cell. After it leaves, the man goes into the woman. After that, it's doing its own thing. But what did they tell you about mothers? You can look this up for yourself. It's a scientific fact that women can sense their child. Also, a twin, better yet, a twin, they have a certain connection. Even though they are their own people, they have a certain connection. And sometimes, if you ever seen twins on camera, they'll react at the same time. They'll do things at the same time. But because they separated, because they split from that same egg, they can still compete with each other. But when they was of one egg, they was just one. You see what I'm saying? That's how, and even how I gave that example entails exactly what happened and why it turned into what it turned to today. You see what I'm saying? Because proof is always here. The truth is always here. Truth can never be hidden. That's a universal principle. Truth can never be hidden. It can be disguised, it can be put in fine print, but you can never hide the truth. You know why? Because it remains inside of us. So that's why that's the origin of egotism, and that's the origin of organic portals. That breaking away since the time of the great falling away. And that's how I am able to read who is who. What makes me be able to do that is I have more percentage of material inside of me from the time of the great falling away. You know how some people have like an inner belly button, and some people may get, depending on how they cut the umbilical cord, it's the same concept of what I'm saying. Some of us just happen to, we didn't fall too far from the tree. Like, our umbilical cords was not cut close to the skin like organic portals. So we have more material, more umbilical cord material that remains from the time of the great falling away. That's our source that keeps us connected. You see what I'm saying? Do y'all get what I'm saying? If I need to clear this up some more, just tell me about it in the comment section. I'm running out of time on this video. I don't know what I'm gonna title this video yet. Since I'm running out of time, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If this is your first time listening to this channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Ask some of your peers in the comment section what I mean about the great falling away. They'll tell you. Go to the Instagram at Left Side of the Brain 2 on Instagram. Support the channel on Patreon, www.patreon.com/Left Side of the Brain. I'll leave all that information in the description box. Hope you got some out of the video, like always. And yeah, man, ponder on this video. Look at it twice if need be. Until we meet again. I might do another video today, but like I said, this is just a light, chill video. You know what I'm saying? Since we've been going heavy the last couple days. But anyway, this is Left Side of the Brain, and I'm signing out. Peace.